Pam, there is Lindsay Davenport playing with such confidence and dominance that one follows the other. A young player who has just absolutely grown into a completely different personality in terms of the tennis court. Here's a look at her road to this championship match.
By first round, Irina Spirlea handily defeated Spirlea. Natasha Zvereva 4-2. And in the round of 16, Julie Allard-Dikouji 2-1. And Conchita Martinez with the same score. And Elena Demencheva from Russia, only 18 years old, also 2-1.
Martina Hingis, still the world's #1, trying to hold on to that spot, but she knows full well that she's got to find a way to stop Lindsay Davenport, not just from beating her in this particular match, but from stealing that #1 ranking from her. And she has had so much success, still just 19 years old. Hard to believe.
American Amy Frazier in the second round. Ai Sugiyama from Japan in the third round. Martina Hingis also moved through quite handily to get to this final. Barbara Schett of Austria just got 2 games, and Monica Seles, I expected that match to be a little tougher. Got by 6-3, 6-1. And Mary Pierce in the semifinals yesterday. Pierce was actually up in that first set 4-1, and then was only able to get 2 more games after that.
So Hingis in fine form. We'll see if she can find the formula to take on the bigger, stronger Lindsay Davenport and produce a victory with her style of play and strategy and game. She used it effectively yesterday against Pierce, who got off to that great start. And Pierce, one of the big hitters on the tour, but Hingis got her moving around and effectively turned the steady performance by Pierce into a more erratic one and went on to win handily. Davenport opening at the first serve of the match in this first championship played on the stadium court here at this fabulous Indian Wells Tennis Garden. That's the kind of power that Davenport has demonstrated in the early part of this season and most of last year. And Lasser Ulrich in the chair today for the championship match.
Davenport starting off with 2 huge serves, and that's one of the key reasons why she's playing so well. In the last 6-8 months, that serve has really just become such a huge weapon. It's very tough to get a break of serve on her. Lindsay Davenport 6'2½", starting to use that height to her advantage on the serve. Not only has gotten more power, but the placement is more precise. Look at that, right near the line. And that serve right there, in fact, is her favorite one on the ad court, right up the tee. Favorite serve on the deuce side. This side right now is the one out wide to Hingis's forehand.
Didn't really do enough with that, but an error from Davenport brings it to 40-30.
Hingis really reading that second serve well. Hingis moves well, but also has terrific anticipation.
Another bullet down the middle from Davenport, second ace of the first game.
They will now change sides without sitting down. It's a new rule that started in 2000. After the first game of each set, they just change sides, and then at the end of each set, they will take a 2-minute break.
We talked in the opening about the streak that Davenport is on. Overall, head-to-head against each other on the Pro Tour, a 10-7 advantage to Davenport.
We've already talked about the fact that Davenport has beaten Hingis the last 4 times, and it's 7 out of 9. Hingis hasn't beaten her since the Chase Championships in '98, so about 15 months.
15-all.
Lindsay Davenport, who struggled with confidence in the early part of her career as a teenager out on the tour, suddenly working hard to get in better shape. With better shape came better play. With better play came tremendous confidence. And now she walks out there feeling she can beat anybody. Hingis at 30-15, game 2 of the first set. Best of 3 championship match.
You're so right about that, Tim. I think the fitness was really the key aspect to turning Lindsay Davenport's game around. She lost about 20 pounds a couple of years ago. Movement was never her best asset, but as she says now, it's not a liability, and she can, with her reach, get so many balls back. And because she moves to the ball better, she is now more consistent because she's on balance more.
That's wide. Hingis holds to 1-all first set.
1 game over.
Let's take a look at the scouting report for Lindsay Davenport. Huge serve, actually my favorite serve on the women's tour these days. The best return in the game, so powerful and deep. Powerful on both sides, the forehand and the backhand. And tremendous confidence. 15-match winning streak right now.
Little loose there. First real loose shot from Davenport.
And the scouting report on Hingis, awesome backhand, especially that one down the line, very smart, can change the game when she needs to each opponent. Lots of variety in her game, abundant shot selection, and great anticipation, like I talked about earlier. Reads her opponent's racket head very well.
Short ball, and Davenport jumped on it. She arrives at the ball. She arrives in great position, Tracy.
She really does. Gets up off that baseline, hits that ball about waist level with just a little extra topspin on that backhand for more control. That's something that she's also added to her game in the last 3 years. Used to have hit those ground strokes a little too flat.
Big serve deep, 30-15. Terrific point, and finally Hingis able to do what you were talking about, Tracy, getting Davenport to have to move and being able to control the point. Really the first one so far.
You're exactly right. This is what Hingis wants to do. You see that she hits that forehand out really wide. Lindsay does a great job to stab at that backhand, but too much open court. Hingis is going to have to try to get Lindsay Davenport on the run and off balance when she has time to set up. She's too powerful.
30-all, game 3 first set. One apiece. One game apiece here on the first. First double fault by Davenport. Each player has had one in the early going.
Wow.
Break point for Hingis.
Melanie Molitor, mother and coach of Hingis, but wow, we've got a break point early on in this first set, and these are very hard to come by these days from Davenport. She's very stingy on the serve. think that she did enough with that forehand 2 shots ago. She had a shot mid-court. She really needs to try to rip that ball and keep Davenport on the defensive.
Deuce.
Wow. Ace number 3. What makes Davenport just so tough is that she has, I think, the best, the most all-around serve in the game right now and the best return. So she starts off most points in the offensive position. You always feel behind.
See what Hingis can do with the second serve here. Having had a break point in this game. Oh, yes. Great shot there.
That's that backhand down the line that I talked about, her favorite shot. She hits that ball incredibly well, and it's not easy to change the direction of the ball. It's coming across the court. Rips that down the line.
Ball sitting up for Davenport. She made no mistake. Advantage Lindsay Davenport. That was long. Hingis hanging in. Long game here. Game 3. Has had 1 break point in the game.
There's Ann Davenport, Lindsay's mom.
Miss hit from Hingis. Lindsay in kind of home territory from Newport Beach, California, not too far a drive from this area in the desert.
She'll be moving to a new home in Laguna Beach, just down the road, in about a month.
And Davenport prevails here in game 3 to go up 2 games to 1 on serve in the first set. Best of 3 championship match from Indian Wells. Here at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden, brand new stadium, the Tennis Masters Series event, Women's Championship Final, men's tomorrow. Hingis serving at 1-2, 15 love. First set, best of 3 title match.
Actually, these two played yesterday as well. They played in the semifinals of the doubles. Davenport and her partner Karina Murariu won in 3 sets over Martina Hingis and Mary Pierce. They finished about 6 o'clock last night. So it was a long day.
It was absolutely packed over there.
It was.
You couldn't get near it.
And I have to say, there was a men's quarterfinals over here, and it was empty in the big stadium.
A lot of interest, of course, and Lindsay, kind of a local favorite, as we said, from nearby in Southern California. And some glamour players involved in that doubles match, with Mary Pierce and Hingis involved.
But that did make for an extra long day for Martina Hingis. She played yesterday in her semis against Pierce at 12, so got here around 10:30 in the morning to play doubles. She said that's the worst part about doubles is waiting around.
30 all. Davenport trying for the angle, came up short. 40-30.
Impressed with Hingis's depth in this game, and that's so crucial for her. Lindsay just pulling up just a touch. Second serve coming up, and this is still, I think, the weakest part in Hingis's game.
Hingis holds, and we're even at 2. First set. Talked about this fabulous new facility. Charlie Passerell, Ray Moore, the IMG people all in concert here putting this together. It's fan friendly, it's player friendly, it's media friendly, just hard to beat. An outstanding facility here, and not quite complete as this stadium is, but they're going to be adding even more. 2 more permanent stadium facilities where they now have temporary stands.
Excellent shot. That's where the height really comes into play. Just leaps into that forehand, moves inside the baseline, hits it on the rise. Very comfortable shot for her. Ace number 4. Hingis thought it was wide.
That was close, definitely.
I actually thought it was wide as well, and we're right up that middle line. That's just too big. That huge serve, only 91 miles per hour, but so short in the court. Brought Hingis way out to that forehand side, left the backhand open.
What he loved. And another ace. Her 5th of this first set. And a 3-2 lead for Lindsay Davenport. We'll return to Indian Wells Tennis Garden after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Martina Hingis serving at 2-3 here in the first set. They're on serve. That's wide.
Martina Hingis, the first serve at 88 miles per hour. She usually hits them average about 90 to 95 on that first serve, but places them well. But not the huge weapon that Lindsay Davenport has or the Williams sisters. Little extra top spin on that backhand from Hingis, bounced up high, got too close to Davenport, forced the air.
Perfect drop shot from Hingis. Davenport got there, but not in time to do anything with it. Well, on Fox Premiere Monday, see why Time magazine calls the new comedy Titus hilarious and audacious. His childhood is guaranteed to make you feel better about your own. Don't miss the series premiere of Titus, Monday at 8:30 p.m., 7:30 Central on Fox. Davenport serving at 3-all.
Winners for Davenport, 11, 9 unforced errors, and 3 and 2 from Hingis, and that's not a surprise. Davenport goes for her shots much more. Wow, great connection there. Didn't have a lot of time for a backswing on that return. Just a short take back, used Davenport's power and blocked it beautifully for the winner.
$15-all second serve, Davenport. On serve at 3-all first set. Just a good first serve, setting up that winning shot.
Had a nice kick on it from Davenport, and that's tough on the two-hander. Look how Hingis has to hit it right up near her head. The return sits up too much in the middle of the court. Big swing for Davenport for the winner.
Another big serve from Lindsay Davenport.
40-15.
And again, that's her favorite serve, so most of the players are now starting to tend to lean over that way, but it still has so much power and just a little bit of spin that it moves away from you.
Four games to 3, Davenport on serve first set. We'll be back at the tennis garden in a moment.
I've got places to go and I've got people to meet. Anyway, the new coin is perfectly all right without me. In fact, I use it everywhere. Thanks. It's so money.
Introducing the new golden dollar. It's changing the face of money.
Besides, I still look good on paper.
Back at Indian Wells Stadium 1 at the tennis garden. Let's go to Pam Oliver, who's somewhere down there in this gorgeous stadium.
Pam, I'm down here. Can't you see me? You know, there's really no getting around this. This is really one gorgeous place. It cost about $80 million to build and was erected in just 15 short months. In fact, some of the organizers were telling us the other day how just 10 days before the tournament started, they were still putting some of the finishing touches on it. It seats about 16,000 people, comes complete with some 44 luxury boxes. And by the way, the food's pretty good, too. The players are raving about the practice courts, the locker room, and the players' lounge. Everything is basically first class, Tim. Just a great place to watch some great tennis.
No question, Pam. It's really special. Tracy, I know you've been kind of lurking around, checking everything out.
I am so impressed. Actually, it's my favorite tennis stadium in the country. I think Charlie Passerelle has thought of everything. He actually said he went around pretending he was a media person just to check out how that area would look out. He pretended he was a player, check out what they would feel like, and they are spoiled. Their locker room is huge. The lounge is huge.
Hingis serving here at 3-4 first set. We haven't had much of a breeze so far this week. Yesterday I ran into Charlie, who was conducting a tour of his new stadium, and I said, hey, Charlie, we need a flag out here so we can see when the wind's blowing. He said, don't worry, we've got them on order.
That's the only thing he's missing.
15-all.
15-all. Error back on the return from Davenport.
I also think the size of the stadium is just about right. Any bigger than this and the seats up top would just not be that great. Tremendous depth from Davenport, not only with the power, but that last shot about 6 feet inside the baseline.
No breaks of serve in this first set. Good deep serve from Hingis there. 30-all. Hingis keeping the tempo up here. Serving quickly. long.
Davenport pressing on that serve. Usually that's her bread and butter right there.
Swing on a good deep shot from Hingis with some zip on it. And Hingis holds to 4-all. Somewhat erratic game by Davenport, but I think credit to Hingis, who just had everything deep with a little more punch on it, it seemed to me, in that game.
Definitely. Actually, I think this is the best that she's played this week. She's hitting her shots deeper than she has previously, and I think that she knows that she has to. Anything short, Davenport's going to bury for a winner. Excellent hands right there. Measured that lob just exactly right. Such versatility in her game. The great stab here. Lindsay comes in with a sneak play.
Yeah, Lindsay actually, she wrong-footed her there. It was a great effort by Hingis to get back and still hit that offensive lob. Cord. Great stuff from Davenport.
Incredible hands from Lindsay. Great control. And I'd love to see her actually come to the net more. She volleys very, very well. Move in behind those big, heavy ground strokes. That's where it helps to be 6'2½". Notice that last ball was up high around Lindsay's head. Anything you can do to keep that ball away from her strike zone right between the knees and the lower chest. As our coach Robert Vantoff looks on.
15-30, second serve for Hingis. One of those small, important moments in the match. And a double fault. 2 break points for Hingis at 4-all first set.
Her second break point of the match.
She got it. That was a good serve from Davenport, but 2 great shots from Hingis. And she has the break and will serve for the first set when we return to the Indian Wells Tennis Garden.
There comes a time in every man's life
Welcome to the family, Jack.
when he must choose between doing what he's told
Don't rock the boat, Jack.
and doing what is right.
If we don't get this company on the net, we're dead.
You're a loose cannon, Jack. You have no idea what you're up against.
In a world where you're only as good as your technology.
We're going with Sun.
I'm watching you, Jack. Loose cannon is my middle name.
Critical Decision. A .com production.
Introducing Christopher Titus.
My dad wasn't one to teach me. He was one to stand back and let the scars of learning happen.
It's time to teach you to learn how to swim. Now, don't be a wussy.
Share the love.
One arm over the other. That... No. Oh, crap.
From the safety of your own home.
Just, Christopher, go save your brother.
God, I love my dad.
Brace yourself for the new comedy Time Magazine proclaims hilarious and audacious, and Newsday calls TV's most original comic voice since.
Martina Hingis serving for the first set, 15-love. Scoring the first break of the set. Game number 9 to go up 5-4. Big backhand from Davenport.
But Hingis playing a very clean match up to this point with only 3 unforced errors. Getting 77% of that first serves in. Interesting play there from Davenport. She's changing the pace up in the last 2 points. He really threw Hingis off. That was a relatively easy shot right there. So 15-30.
Yes, Hingis leveling the forehand. She was in perfect position for it.
That one with a little extra stick on it.
Yeah.
Stepped into it a little more extra pace.
30 all. 5-4 first set. Long from Davenport on the return. And a set point for Martina Hingis.
A very rare unforced error from Davenport on the return.
And the first set goes to Martina Hingis. Best of 3 women's championship final in this Tennis Masters Series from the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. We'll be back with the start of the second set in a moment. Davenport coming in to the net, setting up that winner.
Davenport definitely wants to change the momentum here, but great stab here from Hingis. She's really hustling here today. Hingis has won 11 of the last 15 points. Got in a roll late in that first set. Last time that she won a set was against Davenport with the '98 Chase Championships. Actually, Hingis won that match about 15 months ago. The last 4 times that they've played, Davenport has won in straight sets.
Big time ace from Davenport. That is 6 in the match. First of the second set.
Another rather quick error from Davenport, and I'm wondering whether she's feeling the pressure today. High expectations. And in the media room, virtually no one gave Hingis a chance out here today. Everybody was talking about how many games she was going to get.
Another loose shot from Davenport.
Let's see if she can get her thoughts back together. This is something that used to happen to her about 3 years ago. She'd spray airs and continue. But lately she's been able to get back on track quickly.
Break point for Hingis. And a good deep shot to the corner from Lindsay Davenport. Brings it back to deuce.
Hingis, very upset with herself, knows that those break points are very rare. Hard to come by against Davenport these days.
Davenport anticipating a shot down the line, knocks out the volley. Advantage Lindsay Davenport. We're in the opening game of the second set. Hingis won the first set 6-4. One break in that first set.
Hingis doing a great job weathering the storm of the power, hanging in the points, and Davenport just going for a bit too much.
Again, power deep from Davenport brings him back to an ad situation for the server.
Saw the unforced errors stat, and that's just too many unforced errors for Lindsay Davenport early on.
Most of them came in the later part of that first set.
Exactly.
And she hasn't quite got herself back together yet. Good serve. That was good. Cord. Oh, that's a great lob from Davenport. And she wins the opening game of the second set. Players will just change ends here, and play will be continuous under the new rules. Have you ever wondered what your sports IQ is? Well, sometimes I do. Then be sure to check out Sports Geniuses, premiering on Fox Sports Net on March 27th, a new nightly game show that will test your sports knowledge. Sports Geniuses, premiering March 27th, only on Fox Sports Net. Check your local listings.
I actually was on that show. Taped that show a couple of weeks ago. It was a lot of fun.
How'd you do?
Actually, I was just giving the answers. I didn't have to guess anything.
Wait a minute.
They weren't testing if I was a genius. We don't want to go there.
Wide. 15 love. Well, now I'm going to have to watch that. I want to see how that went for you. Hingis at 15 love. Love won second set. She has a first set in hand. It's wide again from Davenport.
Now, this is where Lindsay starts to have problems. She starts spraying those airs so early in the point. This is when she has to start to get that rhythm back, go more towards the middle. There you go.
It's long, good deep shot down the line from Hingis.
A little extra power from that forehand side today from Hingis, and I think that she knows that she had to do that. Increase that level on that forehand side. The backhand of Hingis still the bigger weapon. An overrule there from the umpire. Base linesman had called it good. And this there, Ulrich, overruled.
Lindsay over there to ask.
Did she complain a few points ago? Do I need to start doing that? I'll start complaining because it's a joke. I'm the biggest part of she won long.
Well, now Lindsay, you know, that's not typical Davenport stuff there. She's got a right, obviously, to challenge and make her point, but you know, she's not feeling real good right now. I got the sense of that.
Well, what she said was that Hingis complained about that baseline call 2 points ago. She said, do I have to start complaining for you to overrule?
Well, that's one way to reply.
7th ace from Davenport. It's not unusual in the last 6 months for her to get into double figures in the ace category. She's really a little edgy out there right now.
Yeah.
Which is unusual.
Loose with the volley. Didn't quite get there in position. 15 all. 1 all, second set.
Huge forehand set up this opportunity right here, and I think just a little sloppy. Took her eye off the ball. Could have been better with the footwork. Ooh, sneak play from Hingis. Smart play, but it looked like she almost rolled her ankle there. Slipped a bit.
She rolled the ball off the top of the net cord, although it probably would have been a clean winner if she hadn't hit the net cord. Looking at that angle there, yeah, you can see her stumble. 2 break points for Hingis. 1 all second set with a set in hand.
Lindsay Davenport going much too quickly to the next point. Hingis 1 for 3 on break points.
Got the center line. 8th ace of the match for Davenport.
Now, that's another thing that she's done so well in the last year, is on those crucial points, is been able to come up with either an ace, or when she's a break point down, an unreturnable serve.
She does tend to hurry once she's having a few problems. Perfect forehand.
And Tim, you got to realize she's not used to problems lately.
No.
She's only lost 1 match in the last 5 months, so this is very unusual.
18-1 in 2000. Losing to Maresmo at Sydney. Only loss at the New Millennium. Oh yes, what a shot! Perfect anticipation. You talked about that on Hingis's part.
That's something that you can't work on. That's something that you either have or you don't. And Hingis definitely has it. She was running that way and got her racket back very quickly, ready to hit it.
3rd break point of this game. 2 saved by Davenport. Wide, and a break for Hingis. A set and a break for Martina Hingis, the world's #1 in this great matchup against #2 Lindsay Davenport, who has beaten Hingis 4 straight. Austin at the beautiful new tennis garden, Indian Wells, California. First championship match ever played here. The women's final in this Masters Series event. And Lindsay Davenport, who has dominated everybody, including Martina Hingis, struggling here with Hingis up a set and a break. You can see Hingis serving at 81% first serve, and that's been critical to her, something that you talked about, Tracy, that she had to get those first serves in and get a little more on them and get them deep, and she's been doing her part today. 15 love. Davenport comes in to crush that short ball.
Very crucial game here for Lindsay Davenport. She's just been making way too many unforced errors, and the attitude seems to be a little disgusted with herself, taking Not enough time in between each point. Seems to be in a big hurry.
Good serve from Hingis. .40-15. Tennis fans like great rivalries, Tracy, and if Hingis should prevail here today, I think it almost helps it rather than hurts it in any way. We talked about the psychological edge the Davenport might get. Second ace for Hingis. If she were to string yet another victory here to make it 5 in a row over Hingis. There's a look at this beautiful Stadium 1 at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden in Indian Wells, California. Nearby Palm Springs in this beautiful desert country. 3 games to 1 Hingis. Davenport serving. Serve.
Tim, you're exactly right. To me, it's not a rivalry if one person starts to dominate the whole time. It has to go back and forth for it to be an interesting rivalry. And I actually think that this match today is a bigger match for Martina Hingis than it is for Lindsay Davenport. Like you said, if she were to lose 5 times in a row, that's just really tough mentally to be beaten and to be defeated by that same player that many times in a row, especially for someone like Hingis, who attained the #1 ranking at 16 years old. He's won 5 Grand Slam titles. Success has come easily.
15 all. And from part of the Davenport fans, they want to see her make a fight here, not to cave. Not suggesting she's done that yet, but she's got to make something happen here. There's a little difference in her body language. She's starting to rush, as you pointed out. And they want to see her have to come from behind because she's been so dominant, winning in straight sets consistently. Big serve. Davenport takes advantage of that return. 40-15.
Huge serve, good stab, but terrific footwork. Lots of little steps for Lindsay to get right in the correct position.
Lead from Davenport, quickly to 40-15. Davenport holds to 3-2, second set. Hingis up a set and a break in this championship match. Championship match over in the other stadium over at Hyatt Champions. It was Serena Williams who was bothered by a sore knee throughout the tournament, playing Steffi Graf in her final full season on the tour. And Williams went on to win this 6-3, 3-6, 7-5 in a thrilling match. This year, unfortunately, Serena eliminated by Mary Pierce.
Mary Pierce easily in the quarters, 2-1. And Serena has had a very up and down year this year. She won in Hanover, got to the finals of Paris, but lost very early in the Australian Open. It just has not been as consistent as she wanted to be.
That was her second of 5 singles titles in 1999. The younger of the Williams sisters showing her stuff.
Of course, the biggest title was winning the U.S. Open last year over Martina Hingis in the finals, and that was the best tennis I've ever seen Serena Williams play. Great tennis and very mentally tough.
Now we're back. Martina Hingis serving up a break here in the second at 3-2 against Lindsay Davenport. #1 against #2. Oh, Davenport with that net cord. Didn't get down to it and knocked it sideways.
But what luck for Martina Hingis. That would have been just a duck shot for Davenport to put away without the net cord. And Hingis is serving at 84% on her first serves. Very impressive. You want to be around the 70% mark, so she's way over that. And when she hits a second serve, which is 6 times, she's 1-4. So Davenport is just not attacking that serve like she usually does. You know, we bring up the Williams sisters, and they're number 3 and 4 in the world. Venus is 3. She hasn't played since the end of last year. She's had wrist tendonitis. Talk about the fact that Serena hasn't been as consistent with her results. We keep waiting for those two to break through to get to number 1 or number 2, but most consistent ladies on the tour still, Martina Hingis and Lindsay Davenport over the last 12 months.
So Hingis holds easily here. Go 4-2 in the second set. She won the first 6-4. Fox Sports coverage of the Tennis Masters Series at Indian Wells continues tomorrow as the men will take this beautiful center court and battle it out for the Indian Wells Men's Championship. Catch all the action at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, right here only on Fox. Semi-final action will follow the women's here today. And Nicola Lepente against Alex Scareccia in one semifinal. Mark Philippoussis, the hard-serving Australian, against the very talented Swede Thomas Engqvist in the other semifinal. The winners meet tomorrow here on Fox. Davenport, 15 love. Call at the baseline. Fans thought it was long, but Hingis gets the point. No complaint from Davenport.
Really outplayed Davenport that last point. Hingis with definitely more pace on her ground strokes today and terrific depth. Stepping into that last backhand and great shoulder turn. That's where she gets that pace and that power.
Again, another example of just what you were saying, Tracy. A good, solid, deep baseline shot with some stuff on it. Davenport knocked it long. 15-30. There's a solid forehand from Davenport for the winner.
It's set up by a beautiful serve, and that's what Davenport has been able to rely on the last year, is when she gets in a tough situation, come up with those big serves. I think that's first started at Wimbledon last year in the final against Steffi Graf. Of course, she won Wimbledon July of '99 without losing a set.
Big time backhand.
It gets down so well. Someone so tall.
4-3 here in the second set. And takes that out of the air nicely and closes the gap. Hingis, when we return, will be serving 4-3 up a set. We'll return to Indian Wells after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Hingis serving at 4-3 here in the second set. She won the first set 6-4. Trying to stop a 4-game winning streak against Lindsay Davenport. Davenport overall head-to-head 10 victories against 7 defeats, and facing Martina Hingis. Big deep shot and love 15. Davenport aggressive here in this game, trying to even things at 4-all. Only break of the second set by Hingis in game 3. One break in the first set gave her the 6-4 win there. Each player won 7 tournaments in 1999. It's wide.
Look at Lindsay bouncing around out there. Body language very much improved after that last service game. Mom Ann looks on.
Points for Davenport.
And Davenport has not broken Hingis yet today. She really stepped up her level of play this game. Is very aggressive and hitting with more accuracy.
And she'll see a second serve. Break point save.
When you're Hingis now, you're furious at yourself because you haven't been broken all day. Here I am at 4-3 in the second set. All I have to do is hold my serve twice, and I've let Lindsay get back into the set.
Enough on that. Lindsay Davenport anticipating that ball, and there was just not enough stick on it. The break is there. We're even at 4.
But great hustle from Lindsay Davenport. But you're exactly right. Hingis didn't do enough with that forehand. But these are 2 shots Davenport wouldn't have been able to come up with just about 3 years back. She even said, "Hey, my movement is not a liability anymore. I'm getting so many more balls back, making my opponent hit that extra shot."
Well, we were waiting to see if she could fight back. She's done so here. We're even at 4-all. Second set, Hingis having won the first.
Great depth from Hingis, and she's standing right on that baseline, not allowing herself to be pushed back by the Davenport power. Wants to stay close to that baseline to hit the ball nice and early. Cut down the time that Davenport has to react.
All she had there for the open court. No mistake by Davenport.
Actually, a really smart return there from Hingis. Get that ball up in the air because it's awfully sunny up there. But Davenport with plenty of time to set up for that backhand.
15-all, 4-all, second set. Again.
Her intensity is back. What a different player than 4 games ago, where the shoulders were slumped. Didn't look like she was concentrating, didn't seem to have a game plan, just spraying airs. Now taking her time, and it slowed down. 29 winners for Davenport.
Out. 40-15 Davenport. Point from 5-4 for Lindsay Davenport. She is down a set, Lots of action ahead in this championship match in a moment. And at the Tennis Masters Series, Indian Wells, brand new Stadium 1 here in this beautiful complex. Championship action. Martina Hingis won the first set 6-4. Davenport breaking at 4-all after the early break by Hingis in the second set. Now Hingis serving at 4-5.
Well, you see the fist pump from Lindsay Davenport. Doing a little jogging up and down in between points. She's really pumped up. Now Hingis looking a little dejected. And, you know, that's where the mental part of the game comes in. She was up a set in 4-3 in her serve and hadn't been broken. And you got to wonder, did she have the belief that she could come up with a win and close it out?
Good wide serve from Hingis. Gets it to 15-30.
It's really one thing to get up on an opponent, but to finish that match out is so tough.
Good anticipation by Davenport. All over that drop shot from Hingis.
But quite frankly, just not a smart shot to try at that point. She was off balance, and the shot was too hard to try a drop shot.
Thank you.
2 break points for the set for Davenport. And a second serve to look at. She nailed it. More tennis. We're into the third. 6-4, Lindsay Davenport. We'll be back at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden for the third set in a moment.
There comes a time in every man's life.
American from Newport Beach, California, gathered herself together in that second set after dropping the first and having a little bit of a walkabout, if you will. And now is in this set headed into the third with this at stake in terms of prize money. $330,000 to the winner, $160,000 to the runner-up. But with these two wealthy young women, there is much more at stake here. Titles, pride, and ranking. No matter what happens with Hingis today, she'll still be number 1, but Lindsay Davenport closing ground. If she wins here today, she'll be closer. And Lindsay Davenport opens the third set with a winner off the forehand, 15 love.
Lindsay Davenport has won 16 of the last 19 points with the 1-2 play, the wide serve out to the forehand and filling in the open court.
Davenport 18-1 coming into this match today in the year 2000. Hingis 29-2. Good from Hingis. 15 all.
He's got to try to change that momentum around. Try to get back into this match. Go for her shots. Take some gambles.
Davenport won this tournament in 1997. Made the finals, losing to Hingis in 1998. Last year went out early to the winner, Serena Williams. Ace from Davenport. That is number 9 on the match. All.
Tim, I've got to say I'm very impressed with Lindsay Davenport, how she got herself out of that hole mentally more than anything. Just making a ton of errors, and all of a sudden came out and was really positive. Still 3 times more errors than Hingis, but way more winners as well.
Hingis did not like the call on the ace, which is number 10. Davenport.
And I'm sure Anne Lasserre Ulrich is saying, there's no way I can overrule on that line. That's the toughest line to overrule.
40-30 Davenport. That's long. There's the deuce.
Keeps going to that bread and butter serve, 98 miles per hour for ace number 11, but so short in the court. And again, that's where that height pays off. You get a terrific angle short in the box.
The look on Hingis's face said it all. Nothing I can do about that. What a shot from Davenport. 1-love, third set.
Lindsay with that early racket preparation. Just terrific accuracy for a winner.
Hingis, the top-ranked player, seeded number 1 in this tournament. Davenport, number 2.
Serena Williams went out to Mary Pierce in the quarterfinals. Natalie Tozia lost early. By the way, Mary Pierce is going to go from number 6 in the world to number 4 after her semifinal result here.
15-love Hingis. Venus Williams did not play here, and lots of tennis fans wondering when she's going to play again. Well, the talk is that she should be ready for Key Biscayne, next tournament on the calendar for the women's tour. And her sister Serena expected to play there as well. Of course, they played each other in the final here on Fox last year. And that drops for Davenport.
Everything's going Lindsay's way now. What changed in that second set was Lindsay's concentration and intensity. Also picked up her returning. Started really punishing Martina Hingis's first and second serve more, like she can.
Wide.
This court out here is about medium pace, so makes it fair for the serve and volleyers and baseliners. Most of the players like it.
Too good from Davenport. And a break point. Game 2 of the third set.
Hingis has been broken the last 2 times that she served. So if Davenport gets this point, it'd be 3 times in a row.
And that's what you call turning a match around. That's wide, and Davenport has broken again to go up 2-zip here in the third set. And Hingis throwing her racket down in disgust, and that gets a few scattered boos from the crowd.
Hingis not hitting that backhand solidly and just disgusted with herself here. Since being up 4-3 serving, she's lost the last 5 games in a row.
She won the first set, 6 games to 4. Looked in control as Davenport went south for a couple of games in the second set. And then Lindsay gathered herself, and now she's in command with a break here in the third.
Tim, this is where those last 4 matches that they've played and Davenport has won all in straight sets starts to come into play. It's going to give Lindsay that extra bit of confidence that she can come through, and just that tad bit of doubt in Hingis's mind.
Davenport clawed her way back into this, and now it's up to Hingis to show she's capable of doing the same. Great competitor. She's a fighter. She's not going to go easily here. She's got to do it early. That's long. 15 all. We called it a compelling matchup at the top. It doesn't always turn out to be that way in championship events, but this one has. 15-30.
These two players were supposed to play in the finals of Scottsdale 2 weekends ago, but it rained for 2 days in a row, so they eventually canceled the final. Never guessed that in Scottsdale, a final would be canceled because of rain. Maybe England or something.
They split the prize money there.
Split the ranking points as well.
Davenport.
Just terrific hands from Lindsay Davenport to be able to control the ball. But it was so much power and accuracy. And Lindsay's backing up when she hits it off that back foot.
Right to the line. 30 all.
Thank you.
Absolutely killed that serve.
And what tends to happen, you know that Lindsay's favorite serve is out wide to your forehand. You lean over a bit, and that gives the opening for Davenport up the tee.
Point from 3-love in the third set. And another race from Davenport. What a punctuation mark to the game. We'll return to the Indian Wells Tennis Garden after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. At the Indian Wells Tennis Garden Women's Championship match in this Tennis Masters Series event. And Martina Hingis serving at love 3 down a break here. Game number 2, Davenport breaking. Nifty little low volley there from Hingis.
She does that so well, makes it look so easy. She's got such great hands and talent.
And that's what Davenport does well.
Okay, so now you're Martina Hingis. You've been broken the last 3 times in a row. This is where I think she needs to step up the pace on that first serve. Just like that. Hingis is getting 79% of her first serves in. But obviously, that's just not doing the job.
That was almost a little too casual, a drop shot there if she was going to try it at all. And there's Mama and Coach Melanie Molitor sinking her head on that shot. It's long.
When she starts trying that drop shot at the wrong times, it's when she's just confused, doesn't know what else to try.
Now Hingis looking like Davenport did back in the second set. Little change in body language, frustration showing, impatience.
Davenport 3 out of 4 break points is converted.
Has 2 here. That's good stuff from Hingis, saving 1 break point.
And Hingis does look a little confused because in her young career, only 19 years old, anytime she's been in trouble in a match, she has another game plan to go to. Go to the net more, start to slice more. She's tried all those against Davenport, and Lindsay's playing her best. It's just too tough to beat.
Look at that. Saved by Hingis. Lindsay Davenport got it all back here. For love.
I love the fight still from Hingis here. Digging in deep. I'm just not sure that she has the answers yet in her game when Davenport is serving this well and returning this well like she has at the end of the second set and in this third.
Little loose from Lindsay there. Of 15. Big serve, set it up.
Davenport with 10 winners this set and only 6 unforced errors.
She's cleaned everything up. Sure, she'll look at her unforced errors number at the end of this match and not be happy with it, but she's improved. Just long.
Hingis starting to press just a bit because she knows that she needs to get ahead early on in the point.
Very close. Sliced it long, coming in to try and volley the ball. 40-15. Point from 5-love for Davenport.
A point from winning the last 8 games in a row.
Another big serve set up that. And it is 5-love Davenport, a game away from this championship, the first from the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. Just joined us, do not be deceived by that 5-love score in the third set. Fact is, this was a very close battle. Lindsay Davenport talked about the significance of winning this event if she could today.
It was the first big event I won when I won it back in '97, and it's a tournament I first turned pro at in '93. Just so many special memories here. It's the one tournament that my whole family's able to come and watch me at, and I feel like it is my home crowd here, even though I do live an hour and a half away.
Lindsay Davenport had to try and satisfy that home crowd, and it didn't look like she was going to be able to do it back early in the second set, having dropped the first 6-4. Her mother, Ann Davenport, got to feel a little bit better about things here at 5-love in the third. Hingis serving, trying to stay in it. Davenport is there, not giving anything away here.
It's good to see that Hingis is trying something different. She's not done it from the baseline, so she's going to try it at the net, but Davenport with every answer in this third set.
And again, Davenport replies. Davenport to that volley that she scraped.
Lindsay Davenport grew up on hard courts just like this, loves to play on this surface.
points for Lindsay Davenport. Here in the third set, up 5-love. Hingis waiting for the crowd to calm down here as she is serving at love 40. One match point saved.
She's not ready to go home yet.
Double fault, and Lindsay Davenport 6-love in the third set after a tensely played match. She blew it open in the third. And Lindsay Davenport is the champion of the first championship match played in this beautiful new tennis stadium. Indian Wells Tennis Garden. What a display by Lindsay Davenport. Now has beaten Hingis 5 consecutive times, all of them in finals.
But this was very impressive mentally. She looked down and out in the beginning of that second set. Shoulders were slumped, but she somehow turned it around, got that intensity back, and won the last 9 games of the match.
So we'll return for the presentation ceremonies here at the Tennis Garden in a moment. The champion is Davenport.
I did, but gosh, I fought so hard to get back in the match and then to stay on top. It's a great win.
You've had a lot of victories lately, and I'm sure this one must be really special because of the way you won it.
Definitely. It's always probably, it means more when you come back from being down instead of winning 2-2 or whatever, and especially against Martina, who doesn't give up leads that easily. And, you know, I just turned it around with great play, and I hung in there and, you know, really got myself going there.
You did a great job. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Let's go back to Tim.
Lindsay Davenport, 5 breaks of serve en route to a 6-love victory in the third set and a 2-1 championship win here at Indian Wells. We'll be returning to Stadium 1 here in the desert in a moment.
At Geico, we're always looking.
First of all, I'd like to thank Charlie and everyone who was responsible for building not only this court, this amazing site. I was a little sad last year to see the old site go, but this is truly remarkable this year, and I can't wait to come back here every year. This is great. To Newsweek for all the years that they've been involved with this event and all their sponsorship, for Sandix for sponsoring this tour, and to all the crowd who's been absolutely great. I've considered this kind of my home court since I'm from about 2 hours away, and you guys have supported me so great, and all my friends from Newport and the Palisades Tennis Club and everyone else, thanks for your support. And to my family, this is one of the few stops of the year that they're able to come watch me play. My dad that's here that probably hasn't seen me play in a number of years. My sister and 2 brother-in-laws and my very cute niece who've given me a lot of joy. Of course, my mom, who's been an amazing friend of mine for many years. And lastly, to my coach, who before the match told me if things weren't looking good, to keep my head up and keep trying. And glad he said that. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for coming out today to our Tennis Master Series Indian
So
Wells.
the Waterford
We have another match
Crystal
coming
and a
up here
lot
on
of
the
money
stadium
goes
court.
to Lindsay Davenport.